How we doing, world? It is International Podcast Day, and the last two shitty comedians in Indianapolis without a podcast now have one. My name's Neil Snyder. This is Jamie D, and we have the backing of Mad Hatter Shows. So welcome to the podcast. We're live. We're in the business here. So how we doing tonight, Jamie?
Like most things, I'm totally not prepared. But I'm here.
This is brand new. This is I don't know. We're playing around here. So hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. This is going to happen every couple weeks. But there's a bonus. We're going to do it actually next Wednesday also. So set yourself up on Hump Day for Mad Hatter Shows. We would love to have you here. We're going to be plugging all of the events we have here. We are on the fringe of the Indianapolis scene and all the different areas that we do. And so if you haven't heard of us before in the local press, there's a reason for that. We don't get fucked with a lot. This is our way to do it. This is our way to let you know what we do. So,
boom.
There we go.
We're here.
Jamie, you have actually, the first time you came to Mad Hatter Shows, you were as a fan.
Yeah.
Showed up at an Eagles club in Plainfield on a night we set the bar and restaurant record.
Yeah.
For the place. And later you were on a very prestigious show at the Mi Hacienda Mexican restaurant. So what are your impressions from both sides on what Mad Hatter Shows does?
I love that I didn't have to drive all the way downtown. I love that it was just more local, and I thought it was just like a more happy crowd. I don't know. It just had a different kind of vibe to it. I really enjoyed it. I had my 13-year-old son with me that night to see Pauly Shore, and I remember the way that you guys looked at me when I brought him in. You were like, this isn't going to be clean, and I was like, that's totally fine.
Yeah, we were like, we thought you were a good parent, and you're like, no, I am not at all. I am the parent that has let him see anything. And we're like, cool, this will work out. In fact, we should hang out with her.
I grew up watching Porky's and Nerds and all that stuff. So, I turned out pretty okay. So I figure my son will be okay to see Pauly Shore.
Awesome.
I don't think he was okay with watching the couple at the table with us making out. So.
You know what? That's the bonus. When you come to a Mad Hatter Shows event, we are going to have live pornography. Like, that's something. It's not guaranteed, but you may see some stuff. So
I was just happy for them because they were like clearly in their 50s or 60s, and they were just
amazing
going at it. So.
See, this is what Mad Hatter Shows basically. It kind of started out. I used to do Neil Snyder Presents, which we called Comedy in Crawfordsville, and
that was just you pulling down your pants, right?
Nah, it was only on special shows. But no, basically we would set up shows in like little bars, little restaurants, that kind of stuff. John Payne, I'm going to name drop him. He saw that I was doing that, and he got an idea when a downtown club opened in Indy, like, I'm going to have Neil run my open mic, and we're going to start doing shows outside of the club. And so as it turned out, we both worked our way out of that club and ended up starting doing bigger things. So we've had some very big crowds. We've had some really cool events, and we tend to book stuff that the whole scene doesn't necessarily want to. There's a lot of people being neglected, a lot of genres being neglected. I've seen some independent bookers, and their thing is, we got a curated audience. We're going to basically advertise to our people. We want our people there, blah, blah, blah. We're like, you know what? If there's 400 seats in the whole place, we want 400 people in that crowd, and we want to make all of them laugh. We're not there to only be funny to the people that are just like us. We're going to book people with gray hair sometimes. We're going to book people that are true urban comedians. We're going to book people on the left and right politically. We're going to book clean comics. We're going to book people that have been canceled. We don't give a shit. If someone will come and watch them, Twitter's not the real world. We will put them on a show, and we'll let the crowd decide if they're going to be there or not. Yeah. And so that's basically what we're doing. We've done wrestling. We've done comedy. We've done music. We've done improv comedy, sketch comedy. We've had prop comedy with Randy and Leahy. It's crazy. Like next week we have on the show here Andy Dick.
So excited.
You know how we got Andy
so
Dick?
Excited about that.
I read a news article. The guy got jumped in New Orleans, and it said it was after a show. And I was like, shit, he's doing shows? John, can you get him? Like, that's how we do stuff. I watched the Asperger's R Us documentary on Netflix. I was like, hey, that'd be a fun show to have. I told John that. The next day, he's like, we're talking money right now. We're going to put him in 4 cities. So that's what we do. Like, this is Mad Hatter Shows. We're on the fringe. We're doing our own thing. But there are several nights that we are the highest attendance in town. And that includes the clubs. And also, a lot of times, we're the biggest anything in town because we like to hit secondary markets. We book a lot of people that are on their way up, or people that have been famous years ago that maybe aren't as big up against the brand new names that are out there. And so we'll take them to a smaller town. We'll take them to a suburb.
People are just so excited to see them. Like, I was really excited to see Pauly Shore.
Pauly sold like more merchandise in Plainfield than anywhere else. He had like 2/3 of his stuff gone on night 2 of our tour.
Yeah.
Because this little town was so happy that they came out. You know, and that's what we do. We've set so many records. The Ohio Theater basically ran out of liquor with Randy from Trailer Park Boys. Like that's what we like doing. So, tell me a little bit about, like, you're kind of a comedian. You're inactive right now, but you've done stand up, and this is a little bit different for you.
Oh, for sure.
Why are you not balls to the wire? Why are you not full time, like 5 nights a week, hitting shows with 6 people in the audience in a coffee shop basement or in somebody's backyard? What? Why are you not able to do that?
Well, okay, so I have a full-time job that I do Monday through Friday, and it's a lot. And then, unfortunately, I do have my son every other week, so that kills that kills me, half the time. Then I also run a book club, which is
That's
I know. I'm such a mom person. And of course, I try to work out and do all that stuff. So it's a lot, but I just comedy does take up a lot of time, and you need to like focus on it and write it, and then you have to go out to clubs and you're out late, and I live in kind of like Brownsburg, which is, quite the haul sometimes to get downtown. So it's just not always something that I'm able to do, but I love it.
What I'm hearing is we have responsible adults, and sometimes that doesn't work in the scene. Like, we don't get a blend as well. So look for Mad Hatter shows to have people from Brownsburg with good credit scores. Look for gray-haired folks and folks that are not. We don't have any illusion that we're going to get our own sitcoms. We don't have any illusion that we're on our way up and this is our dream. Like, you know what? We have already peaked. I have already done more than I ever thought I would. I was supposed to do this once, and then the bar offered me more shows, and I was going to do it 5 times.
It gets addicting. You do have this rush when you go up on stage, and then then it's over, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's hard to come down from that, and you want to do it again.
I got famous people in my phone. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, you're at a party and you're just like, hey, you want to talk to Buff Bagwell? You know what I mean? Like, there's crazy shit out there. That's really cool. This is a fun hobby. Some people collect stamps or crossword puzzles or have pets. Like, we put on shows, and we bring an audience shows, and we want everybody there. We want, we even we give away tickets sometimes. Guess what? We're going to give away some tickets right now.
Yes,
right now.
Let's do it.
This is Andy Dick. I already mentioned him. 170 or so IMDb credits. This guy is famous for TV shows, for movies. The guy's famous for being on Conan O'Brien and Letterman, and it's like he's been in the news. Like, this guy is a celebrity. He's wild. It's going to be hilarious when we have him here. He's going to be at the Irving Theater on October the 17th. That's on the east side of Indianapolis. 2 free tickets.
It's a great theater.
Absolutely. Historic. Elvis was actually, his last stage ever was part of the stage that's at the Irving. So right now, if you're watching this, go to the Mad Hatter Shows page on Facebook. Send an inbox message and tell us why you should get free Andy Dick tickets. Say, I want Dick, and we will get back to you. That should be a lot of fun. Now, here's the other thing we want you to do, too. We want you to like us on all the social medias that you're on. So press the like button on Facebook. Press the like button on
MySpace.
MySpace. Friendster, High Five. Like, that's, Parlor, we're going to be on that soon.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, only Grindr, like whatever. We're going to eventually be on everything, and we would love you to do that. And here, another thing you can do, you can go to invite, and you can invite every friend you have. And you might say, hey, I don't have anybody in these local, we're not in the Midwest, we're not, you know what, people can still buy pay-per-view. We're going to have a pay-per-view with Donnie Baker coming up very soon. People can still stream this show. And guess what? We're already looking at 9 states next year, plus. It may be even more, but we are, when the world opens up and quits being crazy, we're going to be like a national company. So,
worldwide.
Yeah. So tell me about your kid. He's 12 years old.
He is 14.
14. So he's not a tween. He's an actual teen.
He just started high school, so he's a freshman, and it was just like a testosterone nuclear bomb exploded in my house.
So is there any way that you can be cool taking him to our shows? Is that like a thing, or is you still his mom?
I love taking him to the shows. He's seen Kevin Hart. He's seen Gallagher. He's seen Adam Sandler. He's seen Pauly Shore. He's Eliza
Two of those
Schlesinger.
four are our shows.
Yes.
Just so you know.
I loved sharing Gallagher with him because I remember watching Gallagher growing up and just the Sledge-matic and just, thinking this is just so incredible. And then
Gallagher's an example of a dude that he does not give a fuck if millennials think he's cool or not. He's still going to do his show, and he's still going to kill for 90 minutes before he even pulls out any food. Like that guy he's just a joke machine. And so we're not necessarily the cool guys because we got a 70-year-old guy from the 80s on there. But you know what? It's a great show, and we bring people from everywhere. So that's what Mad Hatter Shows is. We're going to bring you shows that you're not seeing at every club. It's not the same.
It has nostalgia for me.
Yeah, it's not the same guy that comes through every year where you're just like, oh, it's another one of this guy's back in town. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to put a wide variety. We've put shows on with Pride before. We've put shows on of people clearly left wing. We booked people that are Republicans, and we get hate. I got to clean up the messages and the posts whenever it's online. I got to get on there and basically
there we go.
like apologize to or clean up that, hey, like, you don't want to see this person. Maybe come to the next show. That's the whole thing. There's something for everybody with what we offer. So. Hey, here's another person that we need to plug.
Yes.
All right, we got a show this weekend, actually two of them, on Friday and Saturday. Friday night in Carnahan Hall in Lafayette, Indiana, and Saturday at the New Boswell Brewery in Richmond, Indiana. It's double headliners. Pat
exciting.
Godwin from the Bob and Tom Show.
I love him.
And Reno Collier, who's in the... Can you see us, Reno? Are we...
I can see you.
Can you hear us?
Yes. I can see you, but I think there's a young lady there, but her head's cut off.
She's not all that young. But,
I am so young. Hello.
How are you?
He can't see me. He wants to see me.
Can you scoot over? Is that going to goof us up? This is the first show, everybody. Like, I can see. It looks like we're all here. This is nice.
Right.
Now,
I've never actually met Rena. Like, we're friends, but this is the first time we can say we've talked together. So,
what are friends?
We're electronic friends.
Oh,
we are
God,
friends
dude.
online.
What are you, 7?
I'm not your friend anymore, Reno. I'm not your friend anymore.
That went bad. That went south quickly.
You know what? Yeah, I think we're beefing already. This is ridiculous.
So where are you at, Reno?
I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
Yeah. I was like, you just lost the left, Reno. You just lost the left.
You know what? I don't care. I'm old. Look how old, dude. Even when I look in here, I look like my parents look like when I try to FaceTime. What are you doing, honey? What are you doing, baby?
Now, you watched some old Reno videos today, right, Jamie?
I
She
did.
did some research because she's not your number one fan. I'm top 100, but she did some research. He used to look different. He was husky. He was a frat boy looking guy when you first got on TV, right? And now you got this rustic, like you're training to be Sam Elliott kind of thing. Like once you get all white, like you're outside like doing the videos where you're live doing construction and stuff. Yeah. Like
I've been working construction the whole time during the quarantine. I quit cutting my hair. Like I quit shaving. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
All right.
But to be honest with you, it's because I used to be a lot happier. I used to drink and I was like happy and fat and I loved everything. You know what I mean? And now I can't drink anymore because my liver was gonna fall out of my butthole or whatever.
Oh, so we're beefing. I'm gonna take a drink right here.
I know. Have at it, dude. Have at it.
We'll rub it in.
That's all right. It smells good. What are you drinking, ma'am?
I'm drinking diet grapefruit juice. That's.
There's gin in there, I assure you.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yes, it's delicious. It's ruby red diet grapefruit juice. Only 5 calories per 8 ounces.
Now, I thought grapefruit had 0 calories. How do you make it diet and it still has 5 calories?
Everything has calories.
Grapefruit is a diet food just because it tastes like ass. Like, it tastes so bad that it's like, I don't want to eat.
The juice is good, though.
You like it?
I love it. It's very refreshing.
How old are you?
I am 39 years old.
You're not supposed to ask that. Right
You're
now.
a child.
You're not supposed to ask.
You look like you're 20, and he looks like Billy Joel.
He does look like
and
Billy Joel.
not like a prime Billy Joel, like you want to look like the one that was banging Christy Brinkley. Like I look like him, like when he's in rehab. Like that's
yeah. You look like the one that Elton John keeps trying to talk into Cumberland Heights.
And you know what? I actually cleaned up for this shit. Like I actually shaved with the dollar razor this morning and that kind of thing. Like it gets worse.
You look good, dude. Billy Joel's, that's not a bad looking dude.
No.
I appreciate that. But I'm only 3 years older than her, and I could probably be pretending I'm her dad in public.
But I really love the story about how he met the one that he just divorced, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, the young one, Christy Lee Joel. So she was just a young girl, and she went to New York to visit a friend, and her friend was like, let's go to this cool bar. And so Billy Joel was there, and this girl who was, I don't know, 20, 22, didn't know who he was. And so... Yeah. And so she's talking to him, and then he's like, I'm Billy Joel, and she went later on and told her mom, I met Billy Joel, and she was like, I guess he used to be somebody.
Wow.
Yeah, well, she's somebody now. She got a lot of money, and she had her own little cooking career take off, so
nice.
She did well with that.
She just has to sit there and listen to him. That's the song, you're the piano man.
Uptown Girl was my song.
That song is, you weren't even alive, were you?
I was born in 81. I don't know when it came out, but I listened
like
to
82.
Yeah, that's weird. You might have been conceived to Uptown Girl. Like
yeah, I think that's why you remember it.
I just loved it, and I loved the video. That's back when MTV played videos. It was a good one. And it had Chrissy Brinkley in it.
First day that MTV came out. You remember that?
I don't. 3 years older than she is, so no. Like I do not
so you neither one of you do. Yeah, it was a huge deal. Like everybody skipped school. We faked like we were going to the bus. We all ran over to one kid's house just to wait for it to come on.
Yeah. And now, like, nobody watches MTV. Like, it's just, like, the only time you'll see me watching MTV is if there's, like, a Degrassi rerun marathon, and I'll be like, I'll tune in for this.
I probably haven't watched MTV since, like, 97, when I would come home and watch TRL with, was it Carson Daly?
Yes.
Carson
Daly.
Yeah. And then I'd record it on VHS, so I'd have, like, the top 10 songs.
Which was rigged. It was always rigged. You couldn't, like, if something got in the top 10 that wasn't supposed to, they got rid of it like in a day. They had some reason. We're retiring this. Like, it was ridiculous.
Is that the one where he was standing like inside a building in New York?
Right. Yeah, and they could look over Times Square.
Like, oh my God, Britney Spears.
Yeah, and it'd be like, like they had songs they would go for so long they'd get retired. Like the Backstreet Boys would be on for like 90 days, and they'd be like, oh, there's a new video, so we got to retire the old one. Like. It's ridiculous. All right, Reno, let's say that a terrible tragedy happens and you die in a fiery crash or something tomorrow. How do you want your obituary to look? What do you want to be remembered for? Like, what? Because you've done a lot of stuff. What are you proud of that you're like, hey, let's make sure that the public knows I did this?
Being a dad, probably.
How many children do you have?
2.
And boys, girls, how old are they?
The oldest is a boy and the youngest is a girl, 17 and 14.
Yes, my son is 14. How's that going?
My daughter's 14, and I'm pretty sure she wants to kill me in my sleep. I mean, I'm about positive. Like,
so I shouldn't have said fiery crash. I shouldn't have said fiery crash. I should say, if your daughter succeeds in killing you in your sleep, what do you want to be remembered for?
Remember that. I never even thought about that. Like I guess I'd like people to say he was funny, but I think being a dad, dude, I'm older now. If you'd asked me this question 15 years ago, I'd have been like, I don't care, man.
Right. You got a Wikipedia page. You are somebody. You know what I mean? Like I looked it up. You got a Wiki and you got the IMDb page. So I mean, you've been on different projects. You've actually been in movies. You've been comedy tours that were televised. You've had a special on Comedy Central. Like, is there any one professional accomplishment that you're like, hey, if you've never heard of me, this is what you should check out. This is what I was about.
Probably Great American Road Trip, the show I had on NBC that I hosted. That was really fun, and it was a family type show. There were everybody traveled all of Route 66. That was really fun.
Awesome.
I don't know, man. I mean, I've never thought like that. Like, I've never thought, like, oh, man, I hope people remember me for this.
That's privilege. That's exactly what you have then, is you're not...
That's humble.
No, and we're new. We're hungry, so we don't have the resume that you have. And so we're more fixated, I guess, on, hey, I'd like to have something that somebody can Google and watch my special. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
I'd like for people to remember me for the show I'm doing this Friday and Saturday with Pat Godwin in Lafayette, Indiana, and Richmond, Indiana.
How about
those shows are what I want people to remember me for if I'm, what'd you say, caught in a fiery
crash? Yeah. What about New Year's Eve?
If I don't make it to the show, remember Lafayette.
You got New Year's Eve plans?
Yeah, I'm in Indianapolis.
Hell yeah, you do. We got free tickets right here to your show. We're going to give away a pair of tickets to the Irving Theater New Year's Eve show with you and Pat Godwin, right?
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man.
It's going to be a good time. So if you're at home and you want to check out Pat Godwin and Reno Collier on New Year's Eve, it's an early enough show you can still go somewhere else and get even more loaded. After you've had some fun, if you want to be somewhere else when the ball drops, you still come out to the show here. These are, I don't see the retail price. I think they're $25 and $40, and they're absolutely free. If you get to the Mad Hatter Shows page, send a message. Another thing for this weekend that I want to kind of bring up here. I was at the family video the other day. There's one going out by my job, and I went into the Blu-ray section and found this title here. You probably recognize. This is a Christmas classic. This is
I'm in that.
The funniest scene in this movie. Now, there's 4 or 5 movies that probably, if you did a survey, would be more beloved for Christmas movies, like Miracle on 34th Street and stuff like that. But this is probably top 10, and you have the funniest scene in the whole movie. What was your experience being on a movie set?
Dude, that one was fun. It was in Vancouver, and it was a freaking blast. I always wanted to be in a Christmas. I didn't set my goals that high, right? Like when I first started doing stand-up, I was like, if I could ever be a feature act, because I believed everybody's credits. They're like, the opening act comes out, they're like, seen on the Tonight Show, and I'm like, that dude's rich. I want to do that. Exactly. And then you find out you make like $100 a week. So like, I was like, I always wanted to be in a Christmas movie. I always wanted to do a comedy special, and I always wanted to have a show on network TV. And I got to do all of them. And then after I did it, I'm like, I'm not happier, and I'm done. I peaked. Who cares,
Right.
But it was fun because you're at, in my brain, I didn't deserve to be there. I had to audition and all that stuff, but it was kind of like I'm just playing.
Right.
Which technically is what everybody's doing, but you're just goofing off with your buddies, and there happens to be cameras there. But it was surreal. What sucked though was like I'd just gotten divorced. And my kids, we were in this little apartment, and I had like a Charlie Brown tree, and I was driving around boozing, and I'm like, don't worry, kids. Next Christmas, Dad's gonna be in a Christmas movie, and we're gonna turn this ship around, right? So fast forward to the next year, Jingle All the Way 2 comes out. My kids, we go see it, and my son's like, Dad, are you kidding me? And I'm like, what? And he goes, the whole script is about a dad who gets divorced and has to try to make up to his kids for being a jackass by trying to find him a toy. He's like, it's the script alone is too real.
You're like, ta-da! I deserve an Oscar for this shit. Then, that's. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send this with John because I'm actually in Tennessee this weekend at Hazard Fest. I have my priorities differently, so. Basically, I'm going to meet a bunch of. You have to travel to see freedom, right? Like this is 2020. Like I want to go somewhere and go to a convention where I can get a photo with a B-list celebrity without a mask on. So I got to travel to Bulls Gap, Tennessee for this.
So why don't you come to my show?
Well, you know what? I know I'm going to see you New Year's Eve. Also, you're not B-list. You're a B+ at least, right? Like
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
If we weren't beefing, I'd be like a celebrity. This guy's top shelf, but I don't know where we stand necessarily. So.
We're friends, man.
You made fun of the E-Friends stuff.
He wanted to be real friends with you, not just.
I want to be real. E-Friends are for little kids.
All right.
That's like you don't have a real relationship with someone, but we text. I'm not going to do that.
Doesn't count.
But we can go hang out.
That would be great. So at some point we will see each other. I'm sure.
Your little disc.
You can sign this, and what we'll do though, because I checked in my DVD player, like in the laptop, doesn't play Blu-rays. And that's what I got. I'm kind of, I live in Carmel, but I'm poor. So,
dude, also we'll give meet and greets too, man.
That would be awesome. We'll
you
do
want
meet
to?
and greets. Yeah. That sounds good. But the copy that I'll have you sign here, let's give it away next week. How about that? Like, we'll give an autograph photo from the star of Jingle All the Way too.
I don't know if I was the star. That guy on the front of that thing thinks he was.
The breakaway star.
Let's talk about him. You said you had to audition. Isn't that your dude? Isn't that your like he couldn't just like get you a role that you just were like, I don't have to audition for this shit.
So how was your audition?
No. How was my audition?
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. I would get the same stuff to audition for all the time. And I was on tour with him for 10 years. By the way, one of the greatest people I've ever known in my life. And I'm not saying as a comedian, I'm just saying as a dude. He is one of the most genuine people I've ever known. And he could have just put me in the movie, but he doesn't do it like that. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, they were talking to me about doing it. Then they were like, read for it. So I had to read for the producers. Then they're like, do this. And I did that. He probably could have. And maybe he did and just let me put me through that stuff just to dick with me.
He was like, he's going to get it, but let's fuck with him.
Pants off. But he's just such a good guy. He probably could have. He got me in other stuff that witless protection. I wouldn't have been in that if he wouldn't have been like, put Reno in there, That's one of the fans that sent something brought up that movie, right? We got a fan email earlier. You got this guy sent a message.
You have a hardcore fan over here.
Is it okay for us to read this this
Yeah.
Okay, are you sure? Okay. All right.
This guy could be your farts on fire in that
movie. Dear Reno, I've been a fan since you did the Blue Collar Comedy Tour Next Generation video. Back then you were huskier but had a boyish charm I enjoyed. Back then, I never would have recognized the 2020 version of you, though. With your salt and pepper facial hair and your videos of you out doing construction and yard work, sweating, bending over, thrusting, grunting, doing man stuff.
This is good shit.
Some of your videos, I can even smell what I imagine you were like. And it comforts me. I'm a dedicated fan. And it comforts me as I go to sleep. Anyway, man, I think you're really funny. Loved Witness Protection. From Ryan Ho. So
Ryan Ho.
Maybe Ryan Ho will win the meet and greet, and all his dreams will come true.
Honestly, I think Ryan needs to just send a message to the page, and we'll give him the tickets for New Year's Eve. Like,
Ryan, you get the New Year's Eve tickets and the movie, and yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Speechless. So moved.
But yeah, earlier I mentioned, like I read that earlier, and that's what made me even use the word husky. Like I've not used that word in years. I was like, how does that show up in an email? That's nuts.
That's what like fat kid jeans were. That's what I used to have. The husky.
With remember the size on the label.
You know, I had to get slim. I had like slim corduroys and stuff. Yeah, because back before this happened to me, like I was the skinny kid, and my brother was so bad he had to wear suspenders. Remember, like the suspenders, because even the slim was too small. So we never got into the husky stuff. We waited till we were grown up to be obese.
See, I was really, really fat, and now I'm a lot thinner. But I weighed 175 in high school.
Ooh,
I was big.
I weighed like 95 pounds going into the ninth grade.
It was big when you're only like 5'3", and you know.
That's a little big, but not bad.
Well, back then people were more normal size. I think we've all kind of grown, even kids. Yeah. You were a teacher, right? Yeah. So
I taught at a private school. Like I taught PE and.
Dude, that's not real teaching. That's what's that Annie Hall? They say those that can't do teach, and those that can't teach gym. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, it is. That just seems like I really insulted him. He's just like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know about.
No. I was agreeing with you. But at a private school, it was like standardized testing to get in this place. So I had to. These kids were really smart. The only reason I even got the job is because the PE teacher had been fired before the day right before I walked in the office.
What do you do that gets you fired as a private school? Like did somebody get hit in dodgeball and they threatened to sue? Like what's the?
I got him fired. No, he. I don't know how he got or she. I don't know what it was. Somebody got fired, and I got lucky. But it was seriously like they wanted to take notes on it, and I'm like, dude, don't just pick that ball up and hit him in the head with it. Hit him. And it was an international school, so language was a barrier. So I'm literally like acting out, like, hit that freaking kid. And they're like, oh, well, that would be whatever. So then I'm like, just race, just take off running. It was bizarre. And I taught a class called social skills too, which was, I don't know how I got the job. Honestly,
what are you teaching social skills? Like, is it like a life skills class?
He needs to know. He wants to learn some social skills.
I apparently don't have them. Like that's.
it was basically trying to put them in situations where they could act out, almost improv type stuff, but to be able to get up in front of somebody and be able to talk to the other person. Because seriously, language was a barrier for some of them. Like they take Spanish and then English, then history, then like Mexican history or Japanese history or German history, or I mean, it was a tough, like the kids, when I first started, I had to do help class because I was a new teacher. These kids that were sophomores would come in and I'm sitting in there and they're like, hey man, can you help me with this calculus? I'm like, ask your dad, dude. I have no idea what any of this is. Wow. No, I can't help
Ninth
you.
grade health, that was where we learned the self-examination for the testicles and stuff. And we ended up going to a school in high school where like the resource center, like the library, had where all the videos for every class was. And so all you had to know was the right channel to put it on. So like the kids in the wood shop were watching the breast self-examination video, and they got some people in trouble. So yeah, like were you that hard? Did you have to teach that in like the health, like social skills, or were you?
No, I didn't have health. And then that would have been good because I went to an all boys military school for all of high school. And my health teacher, the dude was like a football coach and wrestling, here's your pecker, don't touch your nuts, there wasn't any like vulva or look at the picture of we didn't know anything, because nobody could stop laughing anyway.
Right. Okay. Tell us how we can find you online. Like when you're not at a Mad Hatter Show event, like we've got 3 on the schedule right now, but you're doing tours, you're in clubs, you're on Bob and Tom. Like tell us where we can find you because we got another call coming in.
Yeah, I'm on Bob and Tom every Monday, and I do Facebook. I had to put a fan page thing up. My whatever first one got full or whatever.
Oh.
So I don't know how to direct people to that page, and I'm trying to do Twitter. I'm putting up videos of me just doing the stupidest stuff at my construction. I'm filming stuff for this construction thing, and
it's working. Ryan is noticing this.
Ryan is appreciative of the work you're doing.
Ryan's a brilliant man.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I won't be there this weekend, but our paths will cross soon, probably New Year's Eve, and so I look forward to seeing you in real life. MadHatterShows.com if you want to come see Reno Collier on a co-headliner show with Pat Godwin. So thank you for calling in.
Friday in Lafayette, Saturday in Richmond, right?
Absolutely, that's where we're at.
And what's the names of the place? The Carnahan Hall.
I need to remember. And then the New Boswell Brewery. In Richmond.
New Boswell Brewery.
It's a super cool venue. You're gonna like it there. It's like multi-floors.
Carnegie Hall.
They've got food.
That's what I keep thinking.
That's all that's left. You said you've handled everything else on your list, so might as well do Carnegie Hall now.
I got to do Radio City. I did the Ryman. I did the Boston Garden, and now I'm doing Carnegie Hall.
Awesome.
All my dreams have come true.
Reno Collier, everybody. Thanks for coming, man.
You guys, thanks for having me. It was very nice to meet you, young lady. And I will see you New Year's Eve.
Absolutely. Friend.
Thank you, my E-friend. My little E-friend.
Reno's cool. I like it. He's a fun guy.
He looked totally different from all the stuff I watched.
Yeah, well, you watched the Husky stuff. It's, so
new and improved version.
Yeah. He's a little handsome.
So now we have Donnie Baker calling in.
I think we do. You ruined the surprise, but it's on the screen.
Like it's
we were using him to advertise, so it's not a great surprise. Like it's not the greatest spoiler ever. So are we? Is he? Wow. We caught him at a weird time. This is intimate time. Donnie, how you doing?
Can you guys hear me good?
Yes, and we can see you.
Well, you're running late, and I ain't going to interrupt my tub time, and you said it's a podcast, so I came loaded for bear.
Holy cow.
It may have overdone it. A lot of people use these as appetizers, but I figured, you know what? The fact remains.
Now that's purple. Are those the grape flavored Tide Pods?
Yeah, these are they got everything in them. They got the detergent. They've got albino acids. It looks like a sperm egg.
Wow.
And you just pop them just like this, and I swear to God, shit, look like Smurf just nutted on me.
Wow.
But no, I've been excited about it. This is my first ever podcast ever.
Yeah, that would explain the image. Yeah, that's
it's
like a freeze frame. It's like for people to do tribute
Free
shots.
Tip from Donnie Baker: you take a bubble bath. Moon pies make good snacks because they float. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so that's something you say a lot of time during your lectures. Tell me about what else comes up in a lecture. What are some things you share with the public?
Well, basically, just knowledge of my history. It ain't hard. You know, we live in a time now, Neil, where common sense is sort of sexy. You know, you don't have to gut a deer to get an IQ test, is my point. And the fact remains, a lot of people say, oh, why didn't I study that? Well, it's the same reason why I say hindsight's always 50-50. Second and foremost, you're bragging about Gallagher beating fruit and committing 8 times to cantaloupes. You know, come see Donnie Baker. You know, the fact remains, you think Rocky was impressive on a side of beef. There's a reason why hamburgers are basically just sloppy joes that got the ass beat. Stay fucking long.
Fantastic. We got a bunch of shows, madhattershows.com. A lot of your schedule coming up is our events, so that's really awesome that we're going to be able to put you in a lot of places. You live in Florida, that's right? And
yeah, I live in Clearwater, Florida. And if you've never been down here before, we get a lot of tourism, we get a lot of drifters, and a lot of tweakers. The tourists tend to go back home. The drifters tend to drift westward. The tweakers end up staying here. And if you didn't have Florida, Christy Lee would not have any news stories on Bob and Tom.
Florida man gets a lot of press, right?
Oh, I swear to God, yeah. There's people down here you wouldn't believe, like some of the stuff. Like the other day, this chick, she sawed off her boyfriend Peter with a gator head. One of them gator heads, you get stuckies.
Whoa.
And she used it just like a clamp. I swear to God.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
So you're from Indiana, you live in Florida. What's the difference between women in Indiana and women in Florida?
Yes,
Neil, you're supposed to say that's a crock. Yeah.
You gave me the softball and I messed it up. I didn't.
It's all right. Basic difference between Indiana girls, not to sound like Tom Petty's, and Florida girls put out on the first date. Nice. I mean, even if you don't give her appetizers and take her out, you know you're at least going to get a dry rub tuggy.
That's always.
Indiana girls expect appetizers. Oh, take me, to Lowe's. Take me somewhere, like it's 50 Shades of shit. Florida girls, they don't give shit. They're trying to get their nut too. They're no different than trailer trash Tammy.
Now, Tammy, you know her. I saw that video. I saw that sex tape that got leaked. That was.
No, I damn near put a baby in her. I'm Donnie Baker, the bastard maker. Welcome home.
Holy cow. Jamie doing some research on you earlier, right?
Yeah, really, I'm just fascinated by your Zubaz. So do you own lots of Zubaz, or do you just own like one pair of Zubaz pants and you just wear those regularly?
Well, we ain't met, so I just want to preface this by saying I can't wear regular state-issued denim breeches like most men, like Neil. If I have to switch pants with that dick bastard, if I tried to put on them skinny jeans, they'd accuse me of stealing Pringles. I swear to God.
So it's like a camouflage effect.
It's court order. Those Zubaz are basically a Hanes 50-50 beefy tee that they fashion into a pair of pants.
Well, they're glorious, and you look great in them.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. I'm going to send you a gift card.
And I'm also super impressed by your knowledge of multiple state laws, like all the state laws of every state.
Well, the fact remains, I've probably been in court more than Bundy's and OJ combined. My Uncle Sonny was a public offender for 2 years, for they caught him with that fucking angel dust. My Uncle Sonny with an O. My Uncle Sonny with a U started a business. It should have been on Shark Tanks. They did pizza and breaks, and then that didn't work. So they did bagels and breaks, but they kept the slogan, and then they asked an escort service into the mission statement and said she's guaranteed to be hotter than your pizza, and Little Caesars goes off and steals it. But he should have sued their ass, because he should own Little Caesars livestock and barrel.
So you found the band, right?
I did.
Got a band.
I know that, like, you're a Renaissance man. You honestly can do everything. You know everything. You look great doing it. So, but you also have a band, I guess. And
great tip from Donnie Baker: if you have a COVID mask, they work great as washcloths. I swear to God, show that shit to Dr. Fauci.
So
I'll put a plum runner right on my tank. Check out them snuggles, you dick bastard. Nobody believes you know about a virus, anyways. If we believed you knew about a virus, we wouldn't think that you look like E.F. Hutton, motherfucker. Sorry, I'm getting off the PowerPoint lecture.
Yeah, I love that we've put people in space, but pandemic comes around and we're just like
no shit. No.
maybe just don't
I'll
stand
say it
close
like
to each
this.
other.
The virus knows if you walk into a restaurant versus when you're sitting down looking at mozzarella sticks. You're safe there.
Do you think the
virus
COVID's just tall?
knows if you're over 6'4". I swear to God, they claim the taller people are going fast. Well, then how's come we still got all the globetrotters? Oh, the virus knows if you're walking into a restaurant or they just hand you a beeper at Outback and you're sitting in one of them Cracker Barrel chairs. Oh, the virus knows. It knows when you are sleeping. It knows when you're awake. It knows if you wear your mask good because the news is fucking fake. I swear to God.
So here's the thing. I don't know if you realize, but we've been on a freeze frame of you for a little bit. Wondering if you can dial back in so we can see you in action versus just a still
probably
shot.
Probably just the hot water.
Could
Here,
be.
I'm gonna drink some of it out. You want me to call you back now?
Call me right back. I'm gonna give away some tickets, and then hopefully we get you right back on the line.
Okay, this sounds like the Hot 9 at 9 with Jam and John Trout. I'll call you right back in 2 minutes.
Awesome. I
right.
appreciate that. All right, guys. So Donnie, we got the still shot of Donnie. He was still going. I didn't want to cut him off.
I mean, it was a nice shot.
But here's a Donnie Baker show ticket right now. This is October the 10th. This is Saturday, a week from Saturday. We're going to be at the Zora Shrine in Terre Haute, Indiana. If you're in that area and you could possibly use these tickets, these are $25 value. No, this is VIP, $40 value on the tickets.
Whoa.
All right, you're going to sit up close, right up close to the pork sword. Donnie Baker tickets. So get online, Mad Hatter Shows on the Facebook page. You may even be streaming it on that exact page right now. I know we're on several pages. Get on there, send a message why we should give you tickets to the Donnie Baker show for free, and we can go from there.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. He's not called right back.
Get
I
the
wonder
tickets
what's
and then
happening.
figure out who you're going to take later.
Awesome. He might. Who would you take if you're going to the show?
Oh my gosh.
You
I'm
taking your son to see him?
Oh, yeah, I totally would. Oh, there he
Donnie
is.
is back. Okay, looks like he washed his hair.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. This laptop's so riddled with porn. I mean, unless it's BBC or like cuckold shit, it ain't probably going to register with you guys.
I remember when I went to Rax when I was a kid, and BBC was called Beef, Bacon, and Cheddar, and now look what's happened to that.
No, kid, now you get that Dick Wood that's in every Instagram gif sitting on the side of bed like this, like he's got sperm eggs waiting to be milked out of 2 bags full. That motherfucker's famous more. You know it sucks. He's probably thinking he had to do gay porn just to get famous. Now he's probably rolling over in his grave, just thinking if he just sat on the edge of more beds, he could have gotten into porn and doing mattress commercials. Fuck, who knows what his sleep number is? Probably 10.5, and that's just the girth on his hammer.
So where is he? Like, where does he rank compared to you, having to wear the Zubaz pants? Like, are you in that vicinity? Is that your?
And I'll say it like this: I'll buckle the mason jar, and I ain't afraid of glass. So if you want to dig him up, and the pig of mortis is still set in, I'll do a hog check with the motherfucker. It's no different monster tracks. I may not be as good when it comes to doing herbals and shit like that, having choreographed, but I'll give any fire ass hot chick enough honey baked ham to put her into the sugars.
I'm sorry, I just can't help but notice you have a fabulous physique. What do you do to like stay so fit?
Shake weight. I use this stuff called fuck water.
Oh,
It's good for bubble bath. You can see it's called fuck water. All one word. It ain't hyphenated. You laugh and look at that fucking price tag. Shit,
Oh.
you can't get unleaded for that kind of money.
Mm-mm.
And they harvest this from squirters from the Far East.
Those are the best ones.
Man.
I actually went to Thailand last year.
Oh shit! Yeah, they're loaded with trannies. They get to vote twice. My
The
buddy
lady
Joey went
boys.
there.
Lady boys.
It's Philippines, same difference. Like the
Yeah.
Viet Cong. He said they don't stop. They're like Energizer bunnies with fallopian tubes.
So what you drinking there?
Well, I'm headed this weekend and ain't a Mad Hatter show, but I'm gonna plug it since you motherfuckers are basically hogging my page like a bunch of squatters. I'm going to be in Manchester, Kentucky, and Daniel Boone's Natural Forest. It's basically, if you go to London, Kentucky, it's like you're headed south. Like if you was Lewis and Clark and don't have a compass, and you're like, hey, I think Squanto went this way. It's Daniel Boone Natural Forest, Manchester. It's a campground. Most campground shows suck because 80% of the people there are camping. They don't want you talking during Mother Nature's wisdom. Second and foremost, the other 40% are swingers. Well, who wants to see some bitch who looks like Rod Stewart in his third trimester getting it on? And if I want to see reverse cowgirl, I watch Fleetwood Mac videos back when Stevie wore the short dresses.
So Manchester this weekend, and then the next weekend you're in Indiana. We just gave away
Hunter shows, Lebanon, not the country, and then Terre Haute.
Terre Haute. We just gave away 2 tickets to Terre Haute. So
I've probably done Terre Haute more than the dick that blew up the Oklahoma City Center. That motherfucker spent 12 years there with a buzz cut looking like Chris Sabo that forgot his Tannenberg goggles. And between the Square Donuts and the 15 different venues I've done, including that haunted Indiana theater that don't need fucking code, I've been in Terre Haute probably more than Tony George and Clabber Girl Parmesan cheese. I swear to God.
You doing all right? You're
I'm just trying to add to the bubbles. Sorry.
What's happening here? Is that I don't know if we should interrupt. We good?
I'm doing good.
You had some questions prepared, right, Jamie? What you got?
Hey, do you mind moving that cup? It looks like I'm snorting Starbucks.
Is this good?
I'm afraid I'm going to have party wings.
Look, it looks like you're drinking it. Oh, okay. Yes, I have some questions. All right, so you're in a band, right?
I've been in a lot of bands, baby girl. I've seen Dark Knuckle, then Rage Cage. Neil, you're supposed to have some fucking copy points, dick face.
You know what? I
Dark
prepped
Knuckle, Rage Cage. Then I was in. After that, it was Turtles with a D. But see, we're done with Christian rock. Right now, I'm in the Full Pistols.
Yeah,
better never eat a wet moon pie. Gross.
I don't want to eat one at any time.
No kidding. Looks like Ellen at a fucking boy band concert. Gross.
Okay, so your current band then is Pork Pistols, right?
The Pork Pistols, yeah. Me, Scotty Winkler, Dusty Privet, and Todd Boner on lead bass. Dusty's my lead drummer. Scotty's my lead guitar player. I'm the lead singer. And the inventor of the band. I'm the only one that's got sweatbands, so of course I'm going to be our Steven Tyler.
So how did you come up with the name?
Pork Pistols? Well, how do you think? Because I hit it, quit it, and they'll never forget it. Women are hooked on pork, you know? Yeah, Run DMC did Tricky. We do fucking trichinosis. That's how much pork we have.
Oh, no.
I swear to God. You do us, you'll have trichinosis, and if you give Scotty a tuggy and don't cover your face, you probably get a mild case of MRSA.
Awesome. Hey, it's baseball playoff system right now. It's the season for the baseball games. If I remember correctly, you used to play. Tell us a little bit about your career.
Sorry, Neil. We used to live on a well. I got to hit it while it's there. Well, I should have been in the pros playing next to Jeters, you know, or that other Puerto Rican from Mexico. But it's all politics. You know, they want me to cut my righteous mullet, you know. About 10 years ago, everybody thought I was Bronson Arroyo's. Now, if I go anywhere, they think I'm fucking Joe Exotic. So I got no chance, you know, unless they put 2 rubbers on the mouth. But then I had Tommy John surgery on both knees. And even though I could throw 2 curveballs with both hands, it's all politics. They don't want somebody who's amphibious because they got to pay me twice as much.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's also football season, fantasy football. Who you got on your team?
Nobody gives a shit. If I want to watch 11 motherfuckers walk around in circles, I'll join a fucking food court.
So you're sitting out the season, huh?
Why would I watch NFL games? I think they suck. You know, Kaepernicks ain't got nothing to do with politics, but I'll never watch NFL. I got sick and tired of replay. Oh, did he catch it? Or did he have a pube off his little finger hit the grass first? I think we should call timeout and have fucking jury trial. Bring in Dr. Fauci, see if maybe the virus caused a fumble. Stay tuned after that, watching a bunch of millionaires stand around like they're waiting on 3 fucking estimates. Fuck that. I want to see gridiron football. I'll go back to 3rd grade and watch fucking Ricky Mooner, Todd Boner, and Ronnie Quackenbush play smear the fucking queer in the front fucking yard. Because that's how football's supposed to be. You know? You go hit somebody and you dip a shoulder, try to have a good pad level, and you leave with a broke jaw or sepsis.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to change the subject because you seem kind of like that. But so you have a boat for sale?
I've got a boat for sale. Yeah. It's really the only time I get on water in the tub because right now I need to dig her out. And now I got another neighbor, Neil. I didn't even update you on this. You've been over, I got another neighbor selling his boat 200 less than my fucking boat. He don't even have an outboard motor. I swear to God, he's got an inbred motor which runs cleaner, but his sister has to start it. So good luck enjoying Dale Hollow there. Natural light fucking beer.
Holy cow!
I got suds on suds.
Wow, I drink that when I need a laxative. That's
when I swell up and I look like a young Dick the Bruiser when he used to fucking put Spike Huber in a fucking headlock and make that fucker queef out his face. I swear to God.
Fantastic. So we shot a special a few weeks ago. That's going to be on the website here in a little
God,
bit.
That's going to suck. I'd rather watch Karen Carpenter take me through a salad bar.
So let me get this straight. You don't want people to order your special?
I ain't seen the final edit yet. I'll say it like this. I bet you if Elvis came back, that motherfucker wouldn't want to see somebody pay money to watch him play Unchained Melody when he looked like the fucking lead singer of Blues Traveler and was only 42 years old with 16 pounds of fucking impacted fecal matter in his lower colon. I swear to God. Fucker's only 14 people there, 3 were tweakers and go in. We'll revisit that shit later. I'll break it half like this.
We may have to talk to Donnie about plugging specials that we've.
I appreciate you destroying those can holders to save the sea turtles.
You know what? I don't do it. I hope another turtle gets a stopped up fucking nose. That's one less cokehead we'll have on this planet.
I can't handle it.
Nobody gives a shit about the fucking turtle. Oh, if you know how big the ocean is, 75% of the flat fucking earth is covered in water, and these stupid turtles can't find a fucking canal that ain't got a fucking COVID rank or a fucking man-made reef in it. Why don't you spread the fuck out like Three Stooges did? I remember Curly walking around with fucking shrapnel in his fucking nostril, dipshit. I hope all them turtles fucking suffer.
Okay, never mention turtles. No, that wasn't on the notes. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know where to go
I
for
don't
that.
know.
It's one of those.
I'm just like in awe of how like your body and your skin is so smooth. What's your secret? Because I would like to like be totally like.
Algon, take me away, motherfucker. Algon, take me away.
I'm sorry, it's been a long time since I've seen a shirtless man. So.
No shit. You need to go to bus station.
I just had my 1 year no sex anniversary.
Oh shit.
Are you serious?
I am
Damn,
totally
kid.
serious.
Oh my God, you're going to be going into the heat like Pocahontas. I remember Angel Skinner's had that. She went a whole year without sex, but she was on house arrest, didn't have enough extension cord to get to me.
So when you have a show and when people come to the live show and check you out, what can they expect? What's the content? What's the experience like at a live Donnie Baker show?
Rewind this podcast, hit start, and that'll be a spoiler alert. Because I just fucking say what comes through my ears, between my membrane, down around my gizzard, sometimes from my loins, from my taint where there's nothing but careless whispers. And I say the truth right to your face in fucking Helveticus. Sometimes so fast, so hard, even Rosetta Stones can't conquer this motherfucker.
Wow.
That's
an endorsement. That's a Yelp review right there.
Ferguson.
I mean, if you were on the fence before, you're definitely going now. Like,
and we had that up earlier. We got
that fence is barbed wire, motherfucker.
an electric.
We've got Donnie in Iowa in 2021. We've got you in Ohio. We've got you in Plainfield, Indiana. Look at this, Wisconsin. Like if COVID cooperates, we're gonna get you in Michigan. If Gretchen Whitmer will let you in the state.
No shit. Who wants to be there?
Nothing
You
like
know?
Michigan.
Who wants to date a female cock blocker? No thanks, Ellen.
But look, it's like this is something where we're getting you all over the place. This is what Mad Hatter Shows does. Is we're expanding. We want to be in the Midwest and nationwide because Donnie Baker is nationwide. You've got over 1 million followers.
Patty Ferguson gets me all over the place, and I say it right to her face. I'll leave you looking like a fucking toaster strudel. I'll give you the highlights you can't afford. I swear to God.
Awesome.
Oh, Lord.
Well, we're getting close to the hour mark here. What are some last words of wisdom? We want you to be able to dry off and get on with the rest of your night. What do you want to leave all your fans with and people that are on the fence about buying a ticket to your show?
Well, don't be a puss. You know, all you got to do is buy a ticket. It's just a comedy show. I mean, it ain't like you're going to a haunted house worried about them motherfuckers with the fake chainsaws going to get you. What are you afraid of there? Noise levels or feedback? No. I'm going to say it right to your face. Chances are your old lady's going to be sitting in a puddle before you get back to the car. And if she's a squirter, you can't fucking hurt her. State fucking law.
Absolutely.
Anything to add
Comedy's
to
the
that, Jamie?
aphrodisiac for sure. I love, that's a great date for me. Going
No, it ain't. I only date dogs. It's an aphrodisiac. Fuck you.
Donnie Baker, everybody. MadHatterShows.com. How else can they find you?
Bitches get stitches, and I never use my hands. And I pull out, you're probably going to be dilated to 4. That's just called Donnie Baker Head Start. Go DonnieBaker.com or Mad Hatters, or go DonnieBaker.com, or go library. Ask your local librarian for a card catalog, Dewey Decimals, or just ask her to walk you through it. They can't deny you help if you're sitting on a beanbag and act like how you think I got through the 4th grade twice.
All right, Donnie, we look forward to seeing you
pleasure.
later. Sometimes he lets me on the show, so it's always fun to hang out. So I'll let you finish your bath here, and we'll see you here coming soon.
Yeah, Neil's sort of like the fluffer. He even brags about it. You know? I swear to God, that's embarrassing going in, being a fucking scout trying to tell Lisa Clark where the corn is. I'll see you soon, motherfucker. And by the way, she's fire-ass hot. You could end that anniversary if you weren't a puss. Call my pager. Because I'll say it like this. I'll do her like a doorknob. Turn it, tap it, and shut you out of our lives.
I guess
Well,
fair
thank
play.
you.
That's how can I compete with
nice.
that? That's
Can't. That's the most beautiful thing that any man's ever said to me. So.
We're still connected. This is. I think he thinks we might have disconnected.
We
but
haven't.
We're still
here.
very much on. We're still very much live.
Run toward the water, Rose. I'm doing Titanic for you. Fucking slow down, Rose. He only wants you because you put out on the first date, Rose. Fuck, I want him on his boat first class, and I fuck you in a car right by the coal miners. Rose.
For the record, there was room on that door, so he
No
could.
shit. There was room on the fucking door, not to mention you left 40 grand with the case fucking jewelry down by the turtles we were talking about. Unchristian. Unfucking Christian.
I agree.
All right, this is like an encore right here. Like we're like, you know what? Like we're
I'm
not
sorry,
ready to
Neil. My Pornhub premium's about to expire. I gotta
go. Okay, so here's the dates on here. You can look.
Shit!
All right, and he's gone.
Oh, finally, that was. I thought we were going to be treated to an extra 10 minutes or something, or like, you know what I mean?
It was like he wanted us to put another quarter in, get a little bit more.
You know, and I would have been okay with that. It's hard to navigate. He's a rather intense individual.
He is so intense, and I grew up with a father who hates me. So, like, no, my dad loves me.
So Reno's all laid back. Donnie kind of intense. Different shows though. Look at the schedule here. Coming up next weekend, Lebanon and Terre Haute. And then the weekend, the next show that we're going to have with him is actually the Friday the 13th in Lafayette. That's a reschedule. So there's already people holding tickets, eagerly anticipating that. But you can still get your tickets at madhattershows.com. Couple ways to find us. One of them's on Facebook, facebook.com. Go to Mad Hatter Shows, click the like button. Go to invite all your friends. You can go to community.
All of them.
Invite everybody. If you have 5,000 friends, it'll let you send about 1,800 up front. It'll lock you out for a couple days. It's going to take you 2 or 3 days to come back.
It's worth it.
Send all the rest of your friends. Yeah, like in 3 swoops, you'll get everybody. And you never know. if somebody that's on you went to high school with, or just some random person that added you, is going to enjoy all this too, and you'll be friends that show up at the shows. Like you can see, we don't just do the big cities either. We're here in secondary markets. We're in small towns.
Plainfield.
We're in social clubs. We're in shrine clubs. We're in hotels. Like
Mexican restaurants.
Absolutely. Like basically, like we put a good product together and we make it so it's affordable for people, and we're not pretentious, and we basically brewery shows there. Actually, the Green Bay shows in a brewery. Chippewa Falls, that's in an Eagles Lodge. Like these are great shows too, because those are service organizations. So you go there and you get shit faced and you buy 3 buckets of beer. Like that's money that's going to people in need. So you can
Great
you can write it off on your taxes. Like I don't know how that works, but. I'm not a tax professional, but that's
I'm definitely not a tax professional.
Several states there, and he seems a little bitter towards Michigan, and all of us are that tried to schedule shows in that state this year. But hopefully the world recovers and we can do those shows there. It'll be our first time at the Wealthy Theater and the Court Theater in Grand Rapids and Saginaw. So Mad Hatter Shows is going a lot of different places. Now, if you're not just on Facebook, you want to find us other places, we're on Instagram at Mad Hatter Shows.
Gram.
We're on
That's what
Twitter.
The kids say.
Is that what the kids say?
Graham. Yeah.
Is that what your son says?
Yeah.
Or are you making this up?
No, he says it.
I've never heard of on the gram. Like when I'm on the gram, it means I'm like fucking a woman with gray hair. Like that's what that is. See, now that Donnie's off, I can try to crack jokes. I can't compete with Reno and
No.
Donnie. You know what I mean? Like when they're on, like I can't be that guy. But yeah, what else
This
are we
is
on?
fun.
Are we on anything else right now? We have a Pinterest yet, John? We need to get on some other stuff. So we will see. If you have a social media you want us to join, send that to Mad Hatter Shows also. Let us know, and we'll see what we can do. We want to be able to share content. We want to kind of blow up. Like I said,
We want to be a part of your lives.
yeah, Nuvo's not writing about us.
Well,
like
Nuvo's
we're not getting in the.
Oh, they're just not publishing anymore, but they still have an online
I
thing.
think they're back. I think they're doing stuff. I think they got saved. But yeah, we don't get in all the cool kids clubs. So we have to blow up and do a podcast like that's big time like this, instead of in like somebody's living room where 9 people are watching, and you get all excited that some fucking guy in Singapore accidentally caught the feed. You know what I mean? Like we just had 2 major headliners.
Yeah.
2 guys that are on Bob and Tom show. We just had 2 guys that have had comedy specials. I know he seemed a little grumpy about the recording, like because maybe he didn't think he looked his best.
He's just intense. He's passionate.
But we're going to have a
about his
special
art.
available for anybody to order to see Donnie Baker. So even if he's not in your town, you're able to order that show. This is the kind of stuff you're going to get with Mad Hatter Show. So this was like the pilot episode. We had the
First
issue
one.
with the he had the freeze frame. He had to call back, but we fixed it, right? Like
We did.
we are adaptive.
We're professionals.
We are adaptive people, and so this is. It won't always be you and I.
No.
We have a third individual, and Evan Davis is off on a day job trip type thing. So we'll have different combinations. Sometimes it'll be Evan and you. Sometimes it'll be me and Evan. It's like a love triangle. That's. He's the youngest guy, so he may butt heads with us on a couple things, but he's a good guy. We've had him on some shows. We had him on a show with Sam Losco from the Trailer Park Boys. I think he opened for Raven also in Terre Haute. So, it's another guy we had come along. We're kind of an island of misfit toys. We, if you're looking for
misfits.
somewhere to perform on shows, you want to work with celebrities, and you're not a problem with you. Working on your craft and appealing to a broad audience. Send us video too. info@mhshows.com if you want to perform on a show.
And next week we have
Dick next
Andy
week.
Dick next week. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be
From Dude, Where's My Car
incredible.
is my favorite one of his credits.
See, my favorite is I think it was he had the banana and he was teaching the oral sex.
I don't know if I know that credit.
It had Will Ferrell in it.
I don't doubt you. I'm just let's hope that's really him, because
I
I
think
don't
it was
want
Old School.
We're live here. Was he in Old School? I don't remember that.
I don't know.
Are we gonna fact check this right now?
Yeah.
Where's
My phone.
Facebook PolitiFact? I don't
Andy
know.
Dick was in a movie. He played a gay man who taught the
That's a
wife.
stretch.
He played a gay man who taught a fellatio class.
Wow.
It was
I need to
glorious.
see that
I
part.
love it.
But he's like one of those guys that like he just pops up in movies like in small part. He was in Road Trip for a little bit, but also this is a guy with a sitcom. Like this guy like old people right before Jeopardy, they tune into news radio reruns. You know what I mean? So he's like a household name that's done all this cool stuff. He had his own show for a while. And he, what's the name of the movie?
It's Old School.
It is Old School. You got the points. I don't remember that movie
He
yet.
played Barry.
Barry. That the voice there is actually the Mad Hatter. He's kind of like management from Carnival. Like I'll talk about like everybody's like, hey, what's going on with this show? Like they think I run Mad Hatter shows. It's John show, but I'm always just like, well, John
he's the
says
Wizard
this,
of
right?
Oz,
Yeah, like
behind.
nobody ever sees this guy. It's ridiculous. Like honestly, he'll flee the country at some point, and like I'll be the guy getting sued because he left with all the funds for movies.
What was that
for
show
this
where
stuff.
they had the briefcases and there was the banker up in the? I'm just.
I don't know. I'm
Maybe
not.
it's just the secret.
We should have planned this ahead of time so we would know. We're on garbage time right now.
I just
We're on
have
like borrowed time. We're
half
past the hour.
thoughts all the time. half
But Andy
thoughts.
Dick next week. We'll probably have somebody else too. We're working on having a secondary guest, maybe in studio, maybe by phone. We'll get that going. Evan's still away, so you get another week, and I get another week. I don't know how this looks, but we're going to be back for part
I've
2.
survived to another week.
It's like was it the weakest link? Like we haven't been voted off yet. Fantastic. So we covered the shows. Hopefully there's and we don't have the laptop yet. That's the thing is next week I'll be able to see when the requests come in. But keep going. We have free tickets that we haven't given away yet, as far as I know. John, have you given away anything yet?
No.
All right, so if you're in the area of Indianapolis or you're willing to travel there on New Year's Eve, Pat Godwin and Reno Collier, who you saw here tonight, are doing a double headliner show on New Year's Eve. Andy Dick, we've got tickets to the Irving Theater on the east side of Indianapolis.
Can I just say, Irving Theater has great parking, and that's always a concern for me.
I don't know that that's true, but that's awesome
Really?
to plug.
I didn't know.
If you get there early, it's good parking. Yeah,
I always get over
It's like
early. I'm
neighborhood
weird.
parking. You can park like behind the building for the church and stuff. But like when we had 800 people there for Ryan Up Church, like the people that had to park in the next county, I don't think they would have called that great parking. Like,
Oh, well, I always show up early, so show up early and get yourself some great parking.
But Andy Dick in Indianapolis, and then if you're in the Terre Haute area, Donnie Baker, October the 10th. So get in the inbox, try to get your free tickets.
First 10 people that email us, we'll give 2 tickets to any of the Andy Dick shows.
Holy
any
cow.
of the Donnie Baker
So
shows.
any of them,
Whoa.
any of the Donnie Baker shows on our website, any of the Andy Dick shows, he's going to give it to the first 10 people. So John's feeling generous right now.
Yeah, he's so generous.
Email.
You have to email. All right, so the email is info@mhshows.com. So if you want to get these actual tickets that I'm holding, the pair here, go to the Mad Hatter Shows page, send an inbox. But there's additional tickets just been released.
Just released.
For Andy Dick and for Donnie Baker. Info@mhshows.com. Tell us why on the Facebook why we should give you the tickets. And online at the 10, it's just free. Like he's just going to give you don't even have to have a good reason. Just so if you're smart, you'll do both methods, right? And
Double your luck.
because you may sneak in and grab the 2 tickets to
I
one of
would
these
love
for your
to.
boy, right?
Yes.
But we'll be back next week. We'll have fun. We'll be more polished. It'll be hopefully we still keep our authenticity. Hopefully that's the thing. We don't sell out by then. We'll probably have sponsors, and I'll be in here like wearing like free clothing. They'll have me dressed all like a hipster and shit. And like
I want white M&Ms, just bowls of white.
yeah, you'll have like blonde extensions
Yes.
and your freaking breast implants. Like this will be. We'll be speaking with British accents like this.
Like, yeah.
This could get really weird, but we appreciate everybody that hung with us the whole show. Invite all your friends, like us on all social media, and we'll be back here. This is MadHatterShows.com. This is the first episode of the Mad Hatter Shows podcast.
Yep.
Thank you guys for tuning in.